Alright, now we'll take a look at the two logarithmic equation types that you could end up getting. In the first one, we have basically a log on each side of the equation. Now, what we're hoping and what we're going to see initially is each of these logs has the same base. And so if they have the same base, this is another form of the one-to-one property. And what you can see here is that we could basically take this log bases and remove them, eliminate them. That's not technically what's happening, but the final idea here is that you end up with 5x minus 1 equals to x plus 7. And so we can simply solve that algebraic equation very easily once the logs are dropped. So whenever you have two logs on each side of the equation with the same base, that's a pretty easy deal to do. So let's look at sample problem number 4. Okay, and x equals to -2. Now, one of the things I haven't mentioned up to this point that was put in the notes very early on, and I didn't touch on it as much as I should, is that anytime you're solving exponential or logarithmic equations, you always need to check for extraneous solutions. And at this point, we haven't really had any. We haven't really checked for it as we need to, but it's something that you need to get in the habit of doing by checking in your calculator and making sure that you're dealing with valid solutions. Alright, let's take a look at the next example. In the next example, we're at a situation where we have a log on one side equal to a number on the other side. And so this is going to go back to rewriting logs to exponents. And if you recall, just again, this little circular technique that we've used in the past to help us rewrite things. And then once you get it in exponential form, again, it's a simple algebraic equation for you to solve. And so we'll take a look at sample problem number 5. Okay, and that's simply how you would solve with one log on one side of the equation. Let's go ahead and finish one more problem here. Sample problem number 6. We have a scenario here where you have two logs on the left hand side of the equation. What we want to do now is you want to think of how can I use my log properties to condense this on one side of the equation so that I can solve it the way we just solved the prior problem. So go ahead and work problem number 6 real quick. Alright, and you can see here that we use the log property from addition to multiplication. We combined those two logs into one singular log and we multiplied their parts, and then we were able to convert it to an exponential equation from there and finish solving. Alright, so that's a good example of the different types of log equations that you may run into. In the next video, there are quite a few sample problems remaining in the notes. Be a good idea to just try to go ahead and work those. Each one of them has different complexities and little nuances that are different that you're going to have to adjust to. And be sure to check for extraneous solutions and then come back in and watch the solutions in the next video.